Welcome again, everyone. This is a very important day in the life of the Carter Center to have this exhibit come here from, it's been at the American Museum of Natural History now for a full year. It'll be there the rest of this, sorry? It's been there 2 years, it'll be there another 6 months or so. And it'll be opening officially tomorrow for the public, but it'll be open for the news media today. This countdown to zero is a very important aspect of life of people in the world. About 1 billion folks who live in probably the poorest communities on earth still suffer from what's called neglected tropical diseases. And I put the accent on the first word, neglected, because in the past they have been basically ignored by the developed world. These are diseases that afflict hundreds of millions of people each. And they no longer are known in the rich world or even the middle-sized world. For instance, like Egypt doesn't have these diseases, and China doesn't have them as well, not only the United States and Europe. So, but they still exist and afflict many people. These are diseases that have continued to exist primarily because they afflict people in the poorest and most isolated communities on earth. For instance, on guinea worm, which we started out and found 3.5 million cases in 26,500 villages pretty much. They were just in villages that didn't have any wells for drinking water and no running water near the village either. And so they got their water out of stagnant ponds in which the guinea worm eggs grew. And quite often when we went to those nations early on, sometimes the president of a country or the ministers of health didn't even know that guinea worm existed. And they existed in thousands of villages. But the poor people that lived in those villages had suffered from these diseases for thousands of years. It's been a very difficult challenge for us because sometimes when we make good progress, we find that the progress is interrupted or endangered because a civil war breaks out in the country, or because the people become overconfident, or because of climatic conditions, or because the administrations in charge of that country change, and sometimes the new administration doesn't want to continue the work that was being done by the former administration, things of that kind. So we have a lot of problems that arise, and sometimes unforeseen political problems in the country's people as well. The Carter Center works on guinea worm as one of our highest and earliest challenges. And as I said, we've been making good progress on it. We've cut down from 3.5 million down to about 26 cases in all in the whole world, and just a handful of villages, and in only 3 countries. For the first time this year, Mali has not had any guinea worm cases. We've had 16 cases in Chad, and 6 cases in South Sudan, and 3 cases in Ethiopia. And as I say, just a handful of villages. We still have some challenges ahead of us, and we are very confident that we'll be able to succeed. One of the things that gives the Carter Center an advantage is that we have the only organization on earth that assesses all the human illnesses constantly to see which ones of these diseases might be eradicated from the entire world or eliminated from a particular country or region. And that gives us an ability to assess all the human illnesses on a constant basis. And there are 8 diseases now that still exist, which can be completely eradicated. 2 of them have been adopted by the World Health Organization as targeted. One is polio, and the other one is guinea worm. I understand that the last count of polio was 35 cases, and I just said how many cases we have, guinea worm 26 cases. So we get down toward the end, but one of the big problems is that when you get down to the final cases on earth, there's some very serious reasons why those particular villages still have the particular disease with polio and with guinea worm as well. And I've already covered some of those problems. We're very happy that we are going to be able to show at the Carter Center Museum, at the Jimmy Carter Museum behind me in the near future, starting today and tomorrow, and until this, I think it's not about 6 months, not first of October, I believe, first part of October. From today until the first part of October, we'll be able to have this same basic program that's been shown at the American Museum of Natural History now for a couple of years, improved in some ways, and which has been in London as well, and which soon will be in the United Arab Emirates. There are 7 countries there, and it'll be an exhibit similar to this that'll be traveling around to all 7 of those countries sometimes in the summer. So one of the things that we hope to do in addition to eradicating diseases is to let people know that what has already been done, the fact that the disease still exists, and how they can be of help. So we turn to wonderful supporters. Don will mention some of those later on, and who had confidence in us, and we hope it will continue in the future the same progress we've made in the past, and that eventually we'll see a world where the present billion people who suffer from these diseases will no longer suffer from them. The POTUS Center works on a number of diseases, and in November we passed out 500 million treatments for people with these diseases. And now I'll turn the program over to Don Hopkins, who will correct our mistakes and give you some more information about the work of the POTUS Center.